So in today's session, I'm going to walk you through some of the publications from the Deloitte AI Institute. Just before we are continuing with that, a bit of introduction of myself. My name is Nate. I'm currently working as a senior consultant within the Deloitte Data AI team. So I'm actually, a lot of my work is actually getting involved with either data engineering, business analytics, or the data analytics. And my team is actually specialized in the advanced modeling and the machine learning operations. So in today's topic, we're actually trying to take you through the survey results we did across the we have actually surveyed about 2,600 global business leaders across about 13 countries. We trying to get their perspective about their perspective around AI. I'm pretty sure you already heard a lot about the ChatGPT, and it's now become a very trendy, very popular topic across the whole world. So that's just a spark, another round of the AI for either a company use or personal use, etc. So yeah, so probably today I'll just go into that to see if any organization is actually trying to improve their AI deployment or usage of AI, what will be the best way or the best actions they can take. Feel free to have any questions while I'm speaking. Cool. A bit of introduction. So after we surveyed about more than 2,600 global business leaders, one of the definitely strong results coming from that is more than 94% of the business leaders, they agree that AI will be very critical to the success over the next 5 years. So we can still see that companies and different organizations, they're focusing on AI definitely more and more. They'll invest more and more in the future for the AI. So that's actually a good part. And for the past years, so between 2021, 2022. So in 2021, we can see that about 62% of the companies or organizations, they have deploy a full scale of their AI applications. And that number is actually increased for the past year, and increased quite a lot to about 79% now. So we can still see the trend is actually going to continue for the coming years. So definitely there'll be a lot of AI applications will be deployed and will be used on a daily basis. And for all the companies we surveyed, we trying to get them into different categories based on their the number of AI applications they fully deployed, and also not only just deploy any AI application, but we want to say the application they deployed are actually in a good quality or actually have a higher degree. So basically that's a good outcome. So if you go on that axis, the y-axis, you'll see that you actually have deployed more AI application. And if you go up on the y-axis, you'll see that it's actually not only deploying more AI applications, but deploy them with a good quality. So we categorize them as so for any company that they can do highly deployed, they can have some high achievement, then we can see them as a transformer. Then if it's actually low deployment and low achievement, so they're actually going to be the starter. So basically they're just trying to build their AI capacities within their organization. We also see some of the maybe almost 2/4 of the companies, they are either can develop many AI the applications, but they are actually the underachievers. They are actually not achieve high quality AI applications. One of the good example is actually the chatbot, not the ChatGPT, but the chatbot in the past of 3 or 4 years. You can see that it's actually a lot of chatbot is still not in third generation, and it is actually not performing very well. I saw one company is actually implementing a chatbot in their sort of like the HR or the IT services, but because the quality is so low, it's so bad, they have to sort of like give up those chatbots in their sort of like daily operations. So we definitely saw those kind of like a failure. It's like deploy an AI application, but not in a good quality. We also have some companies which they are actually they only develop a couple of AI applications, but actually but for the application they deployed, they're always in a good quality. So I can give examples when it comes to the case study. But that's sort of like how we can actually categorize or group those companies based on their AI maturity. Still, there are going to be quite big challenges ahead for any companies trying to not only starting their projects, but also trying to scaling their AI capability. So if you look at the top 3 challenges in starting a project, the number 1 challenge people trying to solve is actually to prove they have a business value by using or adopting any of the AI. The second biggest sort of like challenge is actually the lack of the executive commitment. So we really need the executive to be able to commit into this and also see the value of it. Then the second, the third biggest challenge for starting a project is actually to choose the right AI technology. So there are many tools or technologies is actually out there around like AI, Internet of Things, chatbots, NLP, predictive modeling, quite a lot. And also a lot of like the companies are actually providing that technology. Choosing the right technology for the problem you're trying to solve remains a big challenge. But having said that, and there are also challenges to not only starting a project, but also trying to scaling. So what that means is actually make the AI application more scalable. So that's still going to be a good challenge for those companies already started the AI projects. So not only they have to sort of like starting an AI project, they have to maintain that AI project, the application, do sort of like around a lot of like maintenance around that as well. So for an AI technology and solution, one of the big challenges to scale it up is actually to provide the sufficient funding. And of course, you'll have to provide not only the funding, but also the technical skills. We'll come back to that point later on. And also the right AI technology. So yes, there are quite big challenges out there before we can actually either starting a project or trying to scaling up your AI capability. And we've also seen some of the challenges with like we can put those challenges in different categories. Some of them are related to the barriers. So we're trying to break the silo as much as possible. And some others is actually around insufficiency. So for example, like the executive commitment, but not only executive commitment, but also some ongoing maintenance, ongoing support. That's also going to be a challenge for the AI. The last difficulty is actually the how to integrate those AI into a daily operations and workflow. And most importantly, how to actually design a workflow around the AI and human hybrid, sort of like the operation. So that's something, I guess, for the organization to actually focus on in the future. Yeah. So, and also another thing we really see is like the payback. So surprisingly, that 87% of respondents reported that they are now finding the length of payback is actually shorter or faster than their expectation. What that means is actually, so they do actually help the AI application they deployed and they use to actually save quite a lot with their spending. So one of the biggest achievement is actually you can see the achievement or the AI applications is actually the biggest one is actually lower the cost. So if you're trying to lower the cost, AI might be a better solution, and you'll see that payback even sort of like much quicker than expected. The other ones is actually the big use is actually to discover some valuable insight. So I guess in the future, what we really sort of like envisage as is not only for the leaders to focus on the cost, but also be able to see the value, the potentials, and how the organization can actually use the AI to help with their performance, with their efficiency, etc. So not only just focusing the cost part. Yeah. And based on that, we are sort of like recommending a few sort of like actions the leaders can take right away. So number one action is definitely to invest in their culture and the leadership. Second one is actually to transform their operations based on the AI they are actually using. And number three is actually the AI. So now we have those technology, but sometimes the talent acquisition, we will need people with the right skills to orchestrate those process. So that's why we think both tech and talent, they will play an important role here. And one lastly is actually to select the right use cases. They can actually really help accelerate the value to let both of the senior leadership team or our individual employees to see the value driven by AI. So number one is actually how can we, so the 82% of the responses surveyed indicate that their employee believe that working with AI technology will enhance their performance and job satisfaction. So that's what we see from the survey results. They all agree AI will do a good job and AI would actually help them. But still, there's going to be a quite a big gap. So the transformers, they reported improving in their collaboration across the business functions and organization. The transformers are doing quite good with that, with the business function and organization, and the transformers, which are the good companies with AI, quite mature AI technologies, they can actually enhance their performance and job satisfaction, and also they can nurture, train, and retain AI skilled professionals. That's kind of like a flywheel. It will help the companies actually getting better and better. We definitely see that compared to those transformers, there are actually quite a big gap for the other companies or the other organizations to follow. One, you can see that some good companies, they are actually redesigning their like transformers. They are actually redesigning their talent practice for those mixed workforce. But you'll see that not quite a lot of companies are not actually picking up those kind of like designing in their talent practice. And also you can see also there is actually an investment in the human machine sort of like a collaboration. So based on the survey, you can still see there's quite a big gap within the industry that different companies some companies, they are actually focusing their eyes on how to use their AI in the daily work. And some companies are still lagging behind to actually use AI in their daily activity. For example, like talent practice, the human-machine collaborations, and also educating their workers to use the AI, etc. So the second operations is actually focusing on how we can actually transform our operations. Like I said before, even though we are actually using the AI, we can see how these great tools we're trying to deploy those great tools. But we also need to think about how we can actually use this tool to design our process better. For example, how can we track the return on investment? How can we actually following a documented AI model? How can we actually use some like a human-centered design? One of the failure for the previous chatbot is actually, you can see that it's actually the chatbot is actually not a human, does not have that human touch. So that's also the reason why like ChatGPT becomes quite popular and attractive in such a short time, because it has those like human touched response for the new generation of the chatbot. So this will remain the gaps for companies to sort of like the low outcome companies trying to follow, and then to help with transform their operations. And also we'll need to recognize some of the AI risk. So the AI does actually have different types of risk. You'll be like explainable. That's why we're promote sort of like looking at how to mitigate those risks throughout the AI lifecycle. Given time, I probably will skip this case study for now. The third sort of like action we're recommending is that really trying to orchestrate their tech and the talent process. So we're not only just hiring the experienced professionals with AI skill. The other big focus is really also trying to retraining their sort of like internal resourcing on the AI. So that will be some potential sort of like recommendations to employ AI in the future. So given a company sort of like the maturity or the AI experience, at the beginning, they were probably going to purchase. So for example, at the beginning, they were probably going to purchase some services as a package solution from technical vendors. But as time goes, they will grow the capability to actually build their in-house AI solutions and sort of like reduce the solutions from third-party tech vendors. The last one is actually how to use a use case to help accelerate the value. So you can see that through the past years of AI, you can see there is quite a big success for different industries. Say, for example, for the consumer industry, you'll see that conversational AI, chatbot, voice assistant, and some of the customer service operations, they are actually using quite a lot of AI, and they are actually creating some more success. One of the examples is that they are actually using AI to predict the more market growth. So they are actually, so that's why you can see that's where those areas AI has proven to be a success, and that'll be the area that AI can continue to prove the value. So you can see that from consumer and also across other industries, for example, the pricing optimization, etc. So they'll be already been proven to be a good success. So just given time, I think I'll just try to stop here in case if you have any questions. So this pack is actually publicly available on our website, on the Deloitte AI Institute website. So if you're interested in that, so please download it and have a look. Yep.